Welcome, everybody. I want to take just a few minutes and walk you through how we use GoHighLevel and ProjecTools for a sales pipeline and how we're managing our sales through that. So I'm going to first switch over to our screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Um, Everything we do from a sales perspective is done in the Opportunities tab. Here we go look at where are they at. So these are leads in, just someone's reached out for one reason or another. Once they reach out, our goal is to get them booked on an initial sales call. That initial sales call is where we find pain. We look for what is their compelling reason to take action and can we help them solve the problem. Now, if they do not show up, we've got a rescheduling sequence we can use. Or if they do show up, we can then decide, do we close the opportunity? Do we put them into a follow-up sales opportunity? Hey, so follow-up sales opportunity or conversation is this is a good, looks like a fit. We're not quite sure yet. So we don't know timeline. There's no real compelling reason. Things will take time. So it's high interest unknown timeline are people that said, wow, this is perfect. This looks just like what we were thinking. This seems like it would be a good fit, but the timing is not right. So these are people that we want to nurture the relationship. It's easily going to be 6 months plus before they make a purchasing decision. Warming up is when people, after that first call, we're starting to really work through what does working together look like. Then hot leads are as we've been working through them, as we've been getting them up and going, now we've got to convert them into paying clients. These are the people that we're in pain, we've got budget, we've got decision, and we're working to get them closed as a piece of business. Verbal confirmation waiting for payment is what happens when people say, wow, this is perfect. We've got to get a PO. We've got to go do this. We've got to go do this to get moving forward. So they verbally committed to it, but money has not exchanged hands yet. We're waiting for that payment. And then the last stage is paid pending deployment. That's where once people paid, we put them in that stage to make sure they get launched. Everything gets applied as it should be to them so they can go out and learn and grow. So those are the stages we use. And as we're working leads through each stage, we're looking at how can we manage this relationship long term. The goal of getting a client is not to get one check, it's to get a client for life. That's why we focus so heavily on service. That's why we are so involved in the sales process and in the decision-making process with our clients, because we want them to be clients for the next 10 years, not clients for the next 2 months. We'd rather not take on a client if it's only going to be a 2-month client, then because you're wasting a lot of time working with someone if it's not going to be a good long-term fit. So you've got to be looking at what is your business model, what is your structure. Our structure is we want the right people nurtured over time to turn into business. And we sell to a lot of very, very large organizations. Once you get in one of those organizations, you can expand throughout the organization, make a huge impact for them and for you, the company. So once you're in, let's jump into Todd. So once you're in this, you can click on any prospect's name. This is where you get all the information about them, all their contact information and all that stuff. You can manage the opportunity down here, make changes as needed. You can see the activity of everything they did and when they did it. So you're able to see what pages are they looking at on our website and how are they moving and grooving. So after activities is the tasks tab. The tasks tab is where you line out when are you going to connect with this prospect next? What are you going to do with them next? On this particular prospect, we have a call tomorrow where we're going to be going over how they're currently doing commissioning and document control, providing insights and feedback for them, and showing them how we would help if they want that help. It comes down to their choice. So there's a tasks section. Any opportunity should have a task associated with it. This is how we make sure opportunities don't fall through the cracks, because there's always going to be this calendared item that comes up that says, hey, the consulting debriefing was today. How did it go? What are our next steps? After tasks comes the notes field. This is where you can take notes throughout the conversation. You can take notes of what we're doing, what they're doing, what help they need, what we can do to provide services to them. We just keep track of all of that, because if you don't write it down, it will not come top of mind when you need it. You need to be documenting these things. And then the last section is there's an appointments section where you can book appointments and schedule stuff with that prospect. Now in the center here is our communication flow. So one of the great things about GoHighLevel is GoHighLevel lets you do all your communication in this one flow, up and down. SMS messages, email messages, phone calls, they're all tracked right in this one workflow. So you can see what's going on. And if someone else engages with that prospect, they can see that you've already engaged with them. So the goal, as we're going through and building our pipeline, the goal is to be nurturing these clients to the next step. So if they're in follow-up conversation, our goal is to get them to warming up. High interest and unknown timeline and follow-up sales conversation are the same columns. The difference is these are better leads than these ones. So the goal is to go from scheduling the initial consultation to warming up to hot lead to verbal confirmation to paid pending deployment. That's how we're working our sales pipeline. And listen, guys, it does not have to be complicated. You just need to start somewhere. So I want to encourage you, take some time, go through this, look at how it's set up, look at what you can do to manage your own pipeline like this, because this is how we keep top of mind with our clients. At the end of the day, it takes 18 to 20 touches to get a client turned into revenue. You need to manage and track those touches. Whether it's GoHighLevel or a different tool, different system, could be a task management system. However you decide to build your life, that's your choice. But you have to build a system if you want to be successful. So this is the system we've designed for ProjecTools, and this is how we're managing these client relationships over the life of the client. Now, with that said, as you have questions, reach out to me. Let me know. Happy to help however I can. And have a great day.